if we can make sure that every merchant can enter that country quite easily and access the local payment methods, that means they have a huge chance to become successful in those markets.
Good morning and welcome to Malta's Sigma 2021. We're really excited to be here and it is absolutely buzzing. I'm thrilled to be talking to Manny from PayFuture, who is a neighbour. You're on a stand just behind us here. Now, I don't know what you do, and I'd like you just to fill me in, share with me what PayFuture does, and also what makes it different.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for having me. We're really glad to be here. So PayFuture is a payment gateway connector for the emerging markets. So what we actually do is remove the barrier of entry into difficult to go markets in the world. We give them local payment methods in those countries, and we also make sure that settlement is done on time for both pay-ins and payouts as well. So,
okay, I'm going to break this all down because you've just said a whole bunch of stuff that I want to find out more about. Okay. You said in difficult markets. So what qualifies a difficult market?
So a difficult market is sometimes we refer to them as emerging markets. So markets are up and coming. Now, up and coming markets is good to go into because obviously there's a lot of money to be made in highly populated areas, but it's very important to make sure that when merchants go into these regions that they have ease of access. Sometimes that's not the case with these regions. That's why they're referred to as difficult to enter markets.
So give me an example of where that might be.
So for example, Nigeria may be quite difficult. The reason for that is because every one of these countries, whether it's an African country, South America, Asian countries, they have their own legislation, regulation, local laws that you have to abide to as well. So we make sure that that's completely understood from the merchant's point of view. And that's what we mean by removing the barrier of entry. So if we can make sure that every merchant can enter that country quite easily and access the local payment methods, that means they have a huge chance to become successful in those markets.
So if I get this right, you take away all of the hard work so that the merchant just can go in, ease in, and have a good and successful business journey. So you take all that hard work away?
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what we do, yeah.
So how do you do that? I mean, you must be spending a lot of time looking at these emerging markets, analysing. I mean, you said checking the legislation, making sure that every I is dotted and every T is crossed.
Yeah, exactly. So whenever we go into a market, we have to look at the local legislation, how it works, the connection in terms of company setup, whether you need a director locally, whether you need certain aspects of creating a company there. Then we also have to look at the payment processes that are there. Do they have the local payment methods that most local customers use? That's very important. And the most important thing as far as the merchant is concerned, you have to give pay-ins as well as payouts, but you also have to settle them timely as well. Wherever they're based, they may be based outside of those local regions. So we have to make sure that they not only get the settlement where they need, but they get it on a timely basis as well.
So if it's an emerging market, I should imagine it's also incredibly exciting because it's new markets, it's something that nobody's really headed into. And I should imagine there's a lot of people trying to do the same thing as you. What makes you different from your competitors?
So what makes us different is what we have is the barrier of entry is very important, right? So to make it easy for the merchant to enter those markets is one of the most important things, but also to give them the most used local payment methods. We don't go into a country unless we know that we're giving exactly what the merchant requires. We ask our merchants what they need. Well, on the basis of that, do we enter a country? So what makes us unique is that not only we offer them local payment methods, but with one integration, we can open up as many markets as they actually need. So they integrate with us one time, and for example, they may say we need Brazil, may say we need Nigeria, no problems. We'll open those markets up without a further integration method as well. So it's quite key in doing that, and doing that quick, doing that fast, it's what propelled our growth in the last couple of years.
So are you anticipating where the next emerging markets are coming from as well? Do you look ahead and see what's happening? And if you do, where do you think are the hotspots for the next, let's say, 2 years?
I don't think that we're clever enough to predict where the next markets are going to be.
I don't believe you.
So what we actually do is we liaise with our merchants quite a bit, and we do a lot of research with them, because there's no point of us going into a country and offering it if nobody actually requires that country as well. So it's very important to talk to the merchants, ask them what countries they require, and on the basis of that, do we open those countries up? Because then, you know, it's ease of access again for them, right? And that's the most important thing. If it doesn't help the merchant, then we don't produce something that would not benefit anyone, basically.
So tell me, what do you see for your company in the next couple of years? Where do you see the most exciting journeys for you?
The most exciting at the moment, I think, in terms of regions, is Africa, for sure. What we do is when we go into a region, we have a machine learning data that looks at the data of the local user. What that means is, for example, if we have a person in the UK, for example, using a card, if they're traveling, they may not pay. They may go to their location and say, look, I'll wait for a connection there and I'll pay there. But in regions such as, for example, South Asia, in a rickshaw, they might pay quite a few times, right? So you have to understand the local market. And that's what we do. We make sure that not only do we have the connections, but we have the data that makes our system as robust as possible so the merchant gets the highest possible approval rates in those regions. So that's the most important thing for us.
Manny, I'm loving what you do, and thank you for taking the time to explain it to me as well. Now, of course, we're here at Sigma. It is absolutely buzzing, and it's really good to be back at events. But what does the event mean for you guys at PayFuture?
So this event, we've been coming here for quite a few days. Iman has done a fantastic job in promoting this for Malta as well. It is a fantastic event for anyone in the gaming industry as well. So Sigma for us is very important. We've obviously got a big stand here because we understand the importance of obviously being here as well. It's good to see that, you know, this place is absolutely buzzing at the moment, and after COVID, it's one of the few shows that you can see that are absolutely packed as well. So it shows the importance of actually being at this event.
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like being together, is there?
No, of course, yeah. It's fantastic to see old friends, make new partnerships, and bring new business into whatever vertical you have, basically, at this event.
Manny, it's been so good to meet you. Thank you so much. I'm wishing you and PayFuture all the very best, and looking forward to spending some more time with you here at Sigma.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.